Hi, my name is Angie, and 14 years ago, a very good friend of mine said to my then boyfriend and me, "You've got to come see this house." And so on a whim, we came and saw this house. And upon seeing it, we realized that it was a diamond in the rough. So we've spent the last, like I said, almost 14 years on this labor of love in Lake Arrowhead, California. This is what it used to be like. You'll see that there was a deck, there was no stone patio, lots of dirt, and now this is what we've created. Follow me and I'll show you what we've done. These lamps are all made in Glendale, California from the Mica company. It's an amazing company that hand makes stuff here in the United States. We built this deck about a year after we had the place, and we blew out our money reserve, so we had to wait a few more years before we did the next thing. We put in a water feature for proper feng shui, a great place where you can enjoy dinners, and we have with many friends. We put in the screen of green so you didn't have to look into the asphalt as you were dining. And then we built this area around this fantastic fireplace. This is one of the only fireplaces that are still in Lake Arrowhead. They are now illegal, but this one is grandfathered in. So enjoying food outside and s'mores and drinks is one of the special privileges we have with this house that not many people get to enjoy anymore. When we first got the house, the deck came out and the stairs from the deck came this way and it ended here, so you couldn't even use the fireplace. We found stairs underneath and realized that it was originally meant to go this way. So we built these stairs completely from scratch based on the old model of the original house. By the way, the house was built between the years of 1932 and 1934. This is one of the original Lake Arrowhead lake cottages. This stair railing I also had made from a local artist here in Arrowhead because I wanted something that would kind of give the cottage a Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs feel, but not too swirly and not too plain, something somewhere just in the middle. Come inside and I'll show you the next part. Watch out, kitty. This main room is part of the original cabin. So from right here over was the original lake house. And there was literally a bathroom, a kitchen, a loft area to sleep in, and this area here. As you can see, it's been expanded, but we'll talk more about that in a bit. What we wanted to do in this room was create, first of all, a feeling of an urban chalet, nature-evoked, restful place where you could come and get out of the city. Once upon a time, there was a lumber yard here in Lake Arrowhead, above Lake Arrowhead, and we were fortunate enough to get to know Vic, who was the gentleman who owned the lumber in the lumber yard at that time, and we asked him if it would be okay to go and select individual pieces. So I spent a couple days going through and choosing not only slabs, but pieces of wood that had remarkable character to them. For instance, our mantle here was custom built, and you can see where the bark beetles have left their imprint in the wood. This is a fireplace insert that we had put in to this fireplace, which is actually the back side of the fireplace that you saw outside. There are two flues that run up it. So for safety reasons, we went ahead and put this in so there wouldn't be any problems, because it is an old fireplace, but now with this in there, there's a sleeve that runs all the way through the top. And we also spent quite a lot of money rebuilding the top of the fireplace because the masonry work had crumbled and needed attention. So when you see it from outside again, you'll notice how beautiful and perfect it is. I wanted a sense of Arrowhead at its really finest. You can see here the knot holes, and if you come around here, you can see the slabs that we cut to make the stairs. One of my very favorite things. Part of the reason that I chose this color palette, we did a restoration linen color on the walls, and then we did a dark dramatic chocolate on the ceilings, because at night the ceiling just disappears into the sky and it expands the space. So these small lake cottages, cabins if you will, needed a little help to seem bigger. And people sometimes shy away from darker colors, but this actually does the trick of expanding this room. You'll notice in the middle we have this unexpected chandelier. Now this was my great-grandmother's, and it used to be a candle chandelier. It was originally, well, it was then wired for electricity, and although this is coming with me for sentimental reasons, the next owner can put something here, like an antler chandelier if they want, or a different kind of crystal chandelier, whatever they imagine should go here. But when we bought the house originally, there was nothing here at all, and we thought what a perfect place to express our own personal creative taste. If you look up in the ceiling as well, you'll see way up there these beautiful wooden fans. Now, I personally have a thing about light kits. I hate fans with light kits because I feel like it takes away from what it is that they really do, which is provide amazing, amazing cooling in the summertime. So now, if you'll come with me, I'm going to show you our little treasure trove up in the loft. You'll notice at the top of the stairs a bucket that is an antique. I wanted to create a space in the original loft, the only sleeping area in the cabin at the time, where you might find a treasure trove of things as you would maybe in an old attic. Vintage finds. And if you'll notice, here's another beautiful piece of wood that we found in that lumber yard, where again, carvings had been cut into it, and it was made incredibly, incredibly unique. It's really special to be here in this space, especially as the dogwoods bloom and you see their gorgeous flowers in the springtime merge into beautiful leaves that turn fire colors in the fall. It's a very, very special space. This chandelier here, you'll see, I actually made myself. Well, my husband helped me. I will actually give him credit as well. And this is one of my very favorite pieces in the house, but it is coming with the house. Lucky you, this stays here because I couldn't bear to take it from this magical space. Let's pop down to the world's tiniest and mightiest kitchen, and I'll tell you our plans for the future, which may become your plans if you like what we had decided to do. We had this door made because sometimes in the morning you want to be able to make a cup of tea or coffee and you don't want anyone to be able to hear you. So sometimes it's nice just to be able to tuck in here and tidy up from the night before. And so when you open it, you come into the world's tiniest but mightiest kitchen. There's actually, inch for inch, a lot of counter space in here. And while this is a small little stove, I've cooked many a Thanksgiving dinner on here. And we put this new farmhouse sink in to give it a little more space. That being said, this is the main attraction. You'll find as the seasons change, these dogwoods are the most beautiful thing you've ever seen. One of the things that we decided though with this kitchen was that we would, in a perfect world, like it to be bigger. So we had decided that we would take this wall and push it back and reclaim some of the original bathroom real estate to make this a bigger space. We were going to cut out this wall so that it would sort of open up to the the other space. Now that is what we would do if we didn't change the footprint of the house. However, if you wanted to change the footprint of the house, you could actually blow out this entire back wall about 10 or so feet and expand this whole space and then really open this area up. If you don't decide to do that, it still is amazing to be here and functions as the cabin originally was intended. But, you know, things sometimes are better when you put a little imagination into them. This is a coat tree that I actually bought at an estate sale. And one of my designer friends said, why don't you take this and make it into a sliding door so that you could hide the entrance to the bathroom? An idea that we wanted to get around to, and maybe you will in the future. But we loved that idea and thought it would be really, really fun. So this is the original bathroom to the house. And again, when you bring this wall to here, and you'd have the hidden door here, you could do the shower, the sink, and a toilet all right in here in a galley kind of a bathroom. And that way you could capitalize on more of the kitchen space without taking any of the original, while still using the original footprint of the house. But in the meantime, you can enjoy it as it is. You'll see the sort of Ralph Lauren-esque wallpaper. And this little shower is the coolest shower in the world. It has the most water pressure, and I have actually had friends come over just for lunch and ask if they could take a shower in my shower because they had done it when they stayed here previously and they missed how amazing it was. So that is a bragging right to this house. By the way, we're shooting this in half of a second on an afternoon with my dad. Hi, Dad. Doing it because I just wanted to document how much we love this house, the things that we had done to it, and so that you can understand the history behind everything that we did. And so this isn't scripted and it's not perfect, but I'm doing the best I can. Now, come with me into the den. This was one of the main reasons I fell in love with the house originally. The windows in this room were originally steel casement windows from the 50s that were so cold. When you sat on the couch in the winter, your hair would blow in the wind. But just last year, we finally put in these gorgeous windows, and it has made all the difference in the world. You sit here and you have 180 degrees of nature. It's so beautiful and peaceful. And we installed these amazing blinds that close, and you can have a completely dark experience as well, so that you can use the projector screen, which has been a lot of fun to have family movie nights in. Well, you have to pull it all the way down, I guess. That's why my husband always did that part. In this room we had these beams custom made to try and enhance again the beautiful woodwork. We needed storage in this space, and so my husband came up with the idea of making these benches out of some of the slabs that we had, and I found the perfect baskets so that we could hide all of the Uno games and the board games and puzzles that we enjoy doing during the winter time when we come home from skiing or just playing out in the snow. If you look out the window here, you'll see this beautiful Canadian choke cherry tree, which is going to blossom into these gorgeous white flowers in about 2 weeks. It was my Mother's Day gift last year, and we planted it, and I hope that it brings good luck and beauty to the new owners. It is a piece of love that is forever a part of this home. This barn door here we had custom made so that we could close this entire room off and people could either watch movies or even spend the night here. So it acts as a separate room, and as you can see, it's pretty effective in making this its own little special area. One of the things I didn't mention before were the floors in this place. So again, we had these floors cut and custom put into the house. There are no chemicals, varnishes, they're just raw pieces of aged wood. Now, they had been aged for so long that they had hardened, which is very hard to find because most of the time lumber is cut and then shipped in directly to be treated and or placed into people's homes immediately. So we love this floor because it's super low maintenance, it's soft on your bare feet, and the coloring it changes as the years go by. And it's also a great pattern of the wide plank. These are 13-inch wide planks mixed in with 6-inch planks, and they're alternated. So you just get this beautiful floor that is unique and amazing. Now I'm going to take you up to, oh, if I had an actual script, I might actually be able to come up with something else to say besides amazing, amazing, but come on, and we'll see some more amazingness. One thing I wanted to point out really fast is that we designed this piece of the stairwell so that you could pull it off and remove this grid so you could get furniture into the upstairs master. Very important because we found out the hard way from the old staircase that we literally couldn't get some things up here. So that's a little hidden secret that we hope that the new people will enjoy. Into the master suite we go. So this is a space where we spent the entire last year, and it has everything you need except for maybe room service. You'll see that the ceiling is a cathedral ceiling. We put in all this work, the beam work. You can just flow straight to the Romeo and Juliet balcony, where you see we also did that fantastic custom railing. Coming along over here, we have a TV that can come out on an arm so that you can watch it from any angle in the room. We have a beautiful fireplace and a sitting area. And then the piece de la resistance, we have a Japanese soaking tub with a rain shower head, a detachable magic wand shower, and then a tub filler, of course. We have chromotherapy in this beautiful enclosure, I guess is what you call it. And this really is a place to come and relax and enjoy. The kids were soaking in the tub while we were watching the Super Bowl. We were sitting here on the bed. We've put in an infrared sauna. We would encourage anyone else to do the same. You can certainly purchase this from us if you want, but otherwise we're taking it with us. But it is really a place of healing and relaxation, and I'm very, very proud of what we did in our master suite. Now, if you come into the powder room, because you don't want that out in the middle of your master suite. If you come in here, we have some really neat features. One of the things I really wanted to do was have one of those mirrors where you could turn it on and off to backlight it. We also actually installed in the walls, there are wiring things here so that if somebody eventually wanted to put sconces, they could. That's an option, but we didn't want to do it. So it's there if someone wants it. We used unlacquered brass so that it would continue to patina as the years went on. Also, these are hand-fired custom tiles from Anne Sachs. They were made in Portland. Each one had to match. They color match each of them. It's a really interesting process the way they do it. This vanity here, I saw one in Restoration Hardware that was similar to it, but they didn't have the right size for this bathroom. So I had our amazing woodworking team of Tim and Glenn redo this out of white oak, and it is not treated with awful chemicals, and it was made obviously here in the States, which I really was happy with. We also continued some oak here so that you could have a feature box and put whatever you wanted to in there. These are European toilets. People often ask, what's that on the wall and how do you flush the toilet? This is the big flush and this is the little flush. So much easier. It's a tankless, it's called a tankless toilet, so you're never going to have a running toilet because the tank is in the wall and it's structured differently than the toilets in the US, so you'll never have a toilet that runs all night long or anything like that. If you look at these tiles here on the ground, you'll see there's a circle within a square pattern, and I wanted to use these tiles to replicate the light fixture in this bathroom, which is a circle within a square. This black originally was a Faro and Ball black, but it didn't really match the tile to the exact shade because the tile black kind of has more gray in it. And so we had this color custom made from Portola Paints on, I want to say Beverly or 3rd in Los Angeles, and they were amazing to work with. And it really made all the difference in the world when choosing your blacks. I know it seems such a silly thing, but it really made a big difference. And I wanted to point out here too, again, we have these amazing shades that completely black out all the light. All the shades in the house come with lifetime warranties, so if something happens to one of them, they all still have their second one that's available to use, because you can have no questions asked, one of them replaced at no cost to you, and that they will do one time on each shade. So none of them have ever been redeemed. They're all in perfect condition, and we love them. This is our money shot for the lake. I can't tell you how many times I've come to the window and checked for the weather of the day. The lake is always a different color. Sometimes it's this vibrant blue, other times it's a steel gray. The show that nature puts on here for us from sunrise to sundown is nothing short of spectacular. And magically we are outside again really quickly before we lose the light, because I wanted to show you what we did in the front of the house and also in the back of the house. We planted these rose bushes that are going to grow up and over the trellises, and we even have the ability to put in little puck lights so you can shine down on those if the new owner would want to do that. And on the front side you'll see the roses as well. I originally got this one piece from the Rose Bowl flea market in Pasadena, California, and I had them replicated, 3 here, well 2 more here and 2 in the front. So in the rest of the backyard, part of what's underneath that mysterious tarp are slabs, which are gorgeous pieces of wood, and we're not sure what we're doing with all of those yet, to be discussed. And we put in a playground for the kids, a trampoline. Another great feature of this house is not only do you have the outstanding front yard, but you have this flat backyard where the possibilities are endless for what you could do with the space. We had wanted to take it from the back of the house and build a patio back here as well, so another good thought of what one might do. Now we're going to go into what we affectionately call the guest wing. This hallway here is meant to serve as a giant closet for this master guest room. You'll see on the wall we have the idea for what could potentially be here, and I think the fabulous new owner will agree that this is space that has much potential. So our guest wing, as it were, is comprised of 2 different rooms, 2 bedrooms, and then a Jack and Jill bathroom that they share. We're first going to go into one of my favorite rooms, which is the kids' bunk room. We had these bunks custom made, again, out of those amazing slabs. There's one here, and there's one under here, you'll see. And it took 6 men to bring in each piece of wood. It was really, really an amazing day when they built these things, and then they finished out the trim. You'll see on the ceiling, in the original bedroom upstairs, they had this vintage deer wallpaper, and I loved it so much, but we just couldn't salvage it. So when I was at a store called the Odell's in Silver Lake on Sunset Boulevard, I saw this amazing deer wallpaper, and I knew it would be perfect for the bunk room. During quarantine, my husband used this space for his office, and it was actually perfect for what he needed. He had several monitors, and it was a big enough space for him to get everything he needed done. But this can also be used for kids' homework or games, all kinds of different things. You could also put an additional fold-out couch and make some more room for people who wanted to sleep here. Also wanted to point out a little quick trick in interior design. We painted this chest of drawers the same color as the wall so that you could see it would sort of blend into the wall and keep the space open. Things like that throughout the house really make a big difference. And again, this is that lovely Restoration Hardware linen color that I love so much. Now we're going to jump into the master guest bedroom. This bed was also custom made by Tim and Glenn, my magic, amazing wood guys. I wanted something that would be a feature piece in this room. Now, we did the walls dark, and you can see the ceiling, we stained it this beautiful caramel color. We wanted this room to be enveloping. We wanted our guests to come and feel like they could get a good night's sleep. It's sort of like they had a big hug all around them. These are from Rejuvenation Hardware. I love these light fixtures, and I hope the new owners will love them as well. What guest bedroom isn't complete without an amazing television? There's that amazing word again. And laying in here and just being able to watch TV, have the beautiful corner fireplace with this amazing honed marble that I went to a rock yard and picked out. Kind of completes the room. As a side note, just so you understand, this funkadelic thing right here is actually the plumbing for a split unit, like a heater, air conditioner unit. If you wanted to put that in, you could. We found that with the fireplace and the insulation of this particular room, it stayed cold in the summer and it was warm in the winter, so we didn't need it. But we didn't want to cut it out and put a cover over there because the new owners would then have to re-plumb the whole thing, and we decided to leave this here so the new owners could have a decision in whether they wanted to add that to really dial in the temperature control in this room, or if they didn't, they could cut it out themselves. That was an important thing for us to leave as a decision for the future lucky owners of this place. Now we're going to go into the Jack and Jill bathroom that serves the guest master and the bunk room. This bathroom, I wanted to make sure it was really luxurious, and so we incorporated the marble from the fireplace in the master guest room into this gorgeous surround on this super deep soaking tub. These tiles in here are this gorgeous Anne Sachs tile that I fell in love with when I walked into the showroom. It has this gorgeous bluish, bronzish, copper shimmer to it that is really, really mesmerizing in all the different types of light. The paint on the walls is a Faro and Ball light blue number 22, and again, when the light comes in from the window, the different shades and tonalities of this particular paint, because of the pigments they use at Faro and Ball, it really, really creates this amazing effect in here that is so calming and peaceful. It's an absolute amazing feature of this house. If you look down at the tiles, you will not be able to tell how amazingly warm they are. And there's that amazing word again. They are heated. There's the thermostat on the wall. And if you've never experienced heated tile floors, you haven't lived. It really has made such a difference. When these floors in the winter used to be about 55 degrees and your feet would freeze on them, now I literally will just turn on the floor and come in here just to warm up my toes when they are cold. We have another European toilet here, again with the push panel on the wall, and all of the toilets in the house have the heated seats on them. My kids are so spoiled. Now when we go anywhere else and they sit on a regular toilet, they scream because they're used to having their fannies perfectly toasted. This vanity here was custom built by, again, my dream team, Tim and Glenn, and they really knocked it out of the ballpark, I feel like. We took these pieces that had super interesting character to them, and we put a glass piece over there. We had it laser cut to follow the natural curves of the wood. And to be able to see the intricate character, I just personally love, but it's also not going to fall apart on you because the glass is protecting it. The slab work continued here. And then we had this washer and dryer installed, which was no easy feat. But I can't tell you how much I love my washer and dryer in this beautiful, beautiful bathroom. So that's kind of a funny place to end a whole house tour. I'm glad that you stuck with me through this whole thing. I'm sorry it wasn't Hollywood perfect, but I think you get the idea. This place is really special, and it's been a joy to create it, and I am heartbroken to be leaving it, but it is meant to be enjoyed and shared, and I hope that you or whoever ends up getting this place really, really enjoys it for many, many, many years to come. Thanks.